So today I want to show you around, give you a little tour of the Schoolhouse basement. The Schoolhouse basement has gone through a lot in the 2 years that we bought it, and it's a really interesting place.
This basement has been through a lot in its lifetime, and we're still doing more research to figure out exactly what all these rooms were used for. I know the basement had the old engine room that I'll get more into in a bit, but I don't think that these rooms were used for classrooms. I'm not gonna lie, the basement intimidated me a lot when we bought this school. As you saw from some of the stuff that I showed at the beginning, there was a lot of water damage, things were growing in it, and it just needed a ton of work. Part of the reason the basement was so rough was because after the school closed in 1934, it was used as a barn for cows, sheep, chickens, turkeys, and pigs.
So this is the entrance into the basement, and because knowing anything about livestock, I can't imagine the cows would climb the stairs to the upper level. So imagine that the bigger livestock, the cows, the sheep, and the pigs were down here. We actually talked to the 90-year-old woman who used to live across the street, whose parents were the ones who kept livestock in here, and she confirmed all the different animals, which delighted me. The turkeys were actually kept upstairs in this room, and we've chosen the turkey as our mascot.
I love this part of the school story so much. So far with our turkey mascot, we've got shirts and swag, and I've even made a huge painting of a turkey to put in here. But beyond a cool mascot, as a 10-year 4-H member, I have some experience shoveling sheep manure off concrete. And livestock plus concrete, you probably wouldn't want to walk around in your socks on those floors. So we decided to pour a layer of new concrete on top of the old crumbly stuff. And it changed this space so much. I'm so thankful for Kenny and Chance and the team at Specialty Concrete for helping us get this job done. It looks and smells amazing in here now. The school project is turning me into a total weirdo because now my new favorite smell is new concrete. So back to the tour.
So you can see here, I'm in the center. There's one room here, one room here. There is a little room beneath the pantry room here, another smaller room in here, another bigger room, and another bigger room. So it's just a mirror of the upper level of the school. And one of the really interesting things that was down here is actually this engine room. And we actually just went to the Johnson County Museum of History, and the people were super helpful. And we found some old pictures of what engines looked like in schools. And it wasn't a boiler, it was called an engine because we imagined that the engine part might have been here just because this opening in the belt would feed the engine, or the belt would work with the engine. And then let me just crawl through this little hole right here. This room was really creepy when we bought the place. It was full of cricket spiders, but this wheel is still here, and it's super cool. We're gonna try to figure out a way to honor this little room. End up will being either an epic hide and seek place. Oh, this door is. But you can see it still through here. But our amazing Mason Brad has been restoring this little room as well, so we can turn it into something usable. But really excited about what this can become. We're thinking like a little cool wine room or something to display history of the school. And there actually used to be, it was on the other side, this cast iron door to the engine. And I just got it sandblasted and repowder coated. so can't see it super well, so I'll have to do a follow-up video. But a lot of progress in here, and really thankful for Brad and his expertise and all of his work. He is truly incredible. Here we go. Now I have a light to show you this little room. And I don't really know, again, I don't know what this tiny room was used for, but I think it's gonna be a really cool little pantry. It's really tall. We really like cooking and have a lot of obscure ingredients and having parties. So this will be an interesting, weird little pantry full of canned tomatoes and whatever else we grow in the garden. So, okay, so back through here, again, you can see the engine room. I'll take you to the other rooms in here. So this actually was the stairs down before, but the way that we did the floor plan, we took out these stairs. So this will end up being kind of a storage room. And over here, this is where we put in the stairs, and I'll show a little picture of what this room used to look like. So this is where you'll enter up into, over here is the kitchen, over here is the pantry, and yeah, so that looks like in here. And then through here, you can see the other big room, one of the other big classrooms. In here we'll have one of our furnaces. We're actually gonna have 4 furnaces to zone things off to try to make things as efficient as possible. There also used to be 2 windows here that we closed up just because like this is gonna be the back of the house. There's gonna be like a little deck off of here, and we just didn't need these windows. And obviously there are plenty of windows in this school, so we closed those up. All new windows down here. A little electrical room over there. And then in here, another furnace room. Right now we are staging all of our kitchen cabinets. We're going with this company called Semi-Handmade, where they make these really beautiful cabinet fronts, and then IKEA cabinet bases. So just one of the ways we're trying to be creative and save money and be able to afford turning a school into your house. But we've done, Ted and Pilar did a lot of cleaning down here, and just watching like some of this brick get exposed, and it's just such beautiful brick with so much like nuance and color variety. So excited to figure out what this will end up being down here eventually. But it's looking a lot cleaner, and just restoring a lot of this brick and the new concrete is extremely exciting. So the one other thing back by this door, eventually, you know, far into the future, we'll want to turn this room probably into an apartment for parents. We closed up 2 windows that were here as well. Obviously, we still have a little bit of work to do, evicting some of that stuff that's growing there, but yeah.
Next up, we're installing our furnaces. Brad, our amazing mason magician, is doing some more masonry repairs, and step by tiny step, we get closer to moving into the schoolhouse. We also recently went to the Johnson County Museum of History and found some really cool stuff, including photos of our school when it was under construction. More to come, and thanks as always for the comments and advice on here. Really have gotten some good advice and ideas. Although some of y'all are wild. Stay tuned for more as we turn this old school into our house.